Oh, there I am. I'm small. Good morning, everybody. Mark Suttoth. I see CJ on there, and he's like taking up the whole
There it is.
bottom. My Zoom.
Shenanigans always.
It's all right. Well, happy day, happy Boxing Day to you, CJ. Welcome to
Yeah, it is.
Talking Weather for Friday, December 26th. You survived Christmas. You're good.
We did. We did. We survived Christmas without a hiccup. Thank goodness. Yesterday was beautiful. Couldn't ask for a better Christmas in terms of weather. Not only here, I know some of our friends up in the Midwest weren't happy
Right.
with their 70 degrees, and a
Lots
humbug to
of
them. That is
complaining.
a perfect 75 degrees and sunshine.
Yes, lots of complaining. Um, Before we officially get started, I need to read a text message real quick. One of these that's important. I want to make sure you're going to be home. Okay. Yes, I will be here the entire time, and that plan sounds good to me, period. Thanks. See y'all soon, exclamation point. Or see y'all later. Uh, my son has his girlfriend coming over.
Oh, nice.
So, yes, definitely have to deal with that when the mom is making sure that
Yes.
I'm going to be here. And I'm glad she's checking. That's good.
Hmm.
So we'll banter for a few seconds, a few minutes
All
while we
good.
wait for everybody to jump on. Got
Got to post the links in all the places.
yeah, and just get the YouTube chat going. All right. So we have Karen up in Pennsylvania. We have Delaware Steve and my good friend Deborah Clifton. Very nice. Good to see you, Deborah. So Deborah, you got a lot of friends. You should post this on your Facebook, by the way. Doing, geez, turn this down. There we go. And let everybody know. We do this every weekday, 10 to whenever. And yeah, so it's talking weather. Here we are. We're talking. So a couple more moments of just banter, and then we'll get into it. I want to show you one of the Christmas presents that I got. This is from my daughter's boyfriend, and it is a Bob Ross bobblehead. I'm a big Bob Ross fan, and Max
Hmm?
gave me this bobblehead, and it makes
Oh, that's
little
awesome.
sayings.
That's awesome. Hmm.
So there you go. So when I run all the colors across the screen with my telestrator, that's what I'm
That's
talking about.
awesome.
So we'll
Here, I'll
put
show
Bob
you. You'll
behind
enjoy
it.
this one moment. So my mom got me, as a geographer, Mark, you'll appreciate this. My mom got me this t-shirt and it is custom. And that is a NOAA official chart
Right.
for the Florida Gulf Coast from Anna Maria Island to Englewood.
Very good.
So I love it. Love me some good old nautical charts.
Yeah, those are neat. You see those in
Hmm.
restaurants around here from time to
Yeah.
time. Yes, indeed. I got one, and yeah, I got one over here to the right in my office.
Yeah, I got to get one printed. For when I film my Florida Man weather
Right.
videos, I want one behind me somewhere. I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it.
Well, let's get to sharing the old screen, and I'll show you what we've got on the docket for today. If I can remember how to do everything. There we go. Share screen. Thank you. Bingo. Talking weather. All right. So it's talking weather for December 26th, 2025, the day after Christmas. Hopefully everybody survived with no violence at home. That's never
Nope,
a good thing on Christmas. But you
never.
gather a lot of people that haven't been around for a while and you just never know, right? But we had a good one. We had 15 people here,
Wow.
kids and one grandkid and lots of significant others, lots of different foods and whatnot. So here we are. We're back in business. And here are the four main topics. Quick hitter snow for New England, the Northeast, whichever way you want to look at it. And great news for our friends out in California. You are now pretty much drought free.
Wow.
So probably 100% sure that you're not going to start 2026 with any big wildfires like we started 2025. That was horrifying. And now you flipped it. Now it's very wet out there, and I'll show you a post. We're keeping the record going from Colin McCarthy, all these posts from him. And then damn that cold air straight to And it's a
where it
word play.
belongs.
So don't hide your kids' ears. Mark's not cursing. It's cold air damming. It's a real thing, a
Ooh,
CAD.
yep.
So yeah, it's a word play. Damn that cold air. And then it's Follow Friday, and holy mackerel, do I have a good one today. I can't wait to show you. I've told CJ he's not allowed to peek at my tabs. I shouldn't have said anything. Now you guys will, but whatever. So before we get into that, I want to show you this real quick. I watched this. This is one of my favorite holiday movies for sure. I'm an old sentimental sap. It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed and Drew Barrymore's grandfather, right? Lionel
Oh
Barrymore.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. And uh, it's on TV, whatever, and it's on streaming, so you can watch it. You can watch it even in July if you want to. But
Mhm.
I watched it last night with my daughter Daphne and paused it several times because this child has so many questions, which is great. You wanted to know, for example, what happened to George's ear? Why did he get the infection and whatever? And so talk to her about what is a bank run? Why are all the people wanting their money out of the bank? And
Right,
I explained that it was to start getting ready to get into World War II and blah, blah, blah. She's like, are there going to be planes bombing the U.S.? I was like, no, this is a long time ago. And I was, the whole, it's just fascinating explaining to a child this
right.
whole movie. But what I wanted to do, since we are talking weather, there is a very important scene in this movie, a few of them anyway. Uh, at the beginning, George Bailey saves his brother Harry from the icy water,
Right,
and he ends up getting the ear infection, and he loses his hearing in his ear. And
right.
so I asked the old Chat GPT because why research anything in the library or whatever? You just ask Sam Altman's creation. Tell me about how they shot the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Where was it shot? How did they do all the snow and ice scenes? And where was it shot? The whole thing, not in New York. Not a single
Hmm.
frame was shot. I don't even think there is a Bedford Falls, New York, to be honest with you. And if
I
there
don't think there
is,
is either.
never heard of it, never been there, in real life. This was
Right.
shot on a purpose-built set on the RKO lot out in Southern California. In fact, when they are in Bailey Park, you can see the mountains of Southern California in the background. That was my first clue.
That's
Like, wait
funny.
a minute. So anyway, they shot it there on 4 acres. Included the main street of Bedford Falls with storefronts,
Awesome.
residential neighborhoods, the river with bridges. Some of the Bedford Falls set was adapted from earlier films, including
Hmm.
Citizen Kane.
Oh
Yep.
wow.
A very minor extra shots were done elsewhere in California, but the town itself was entirely fictional. Good Merry Christmas, Bedford Falls. There's no such
Yeah.
place.
Nope.
So the snow, mostly, usually back then, snow was made with painted cornflakes. Those
Hmm.
are extremely loud. They made live dialogue recording impossible, and they had to do what we now call ADR, additional dialogue recording, and had to redub them
Right.
later. But Frank Capra used fomite, which now there's lots of
Hmm.
attorneys that sue companies for making fire extinguishing foam. I don't know if it's fomite. I don't want to get any letters, but uh,
Right.
water. Hey, snow from water. There's a novel concept. And
Right.
sugar. That's how the snow
Interesting.
sparkles under lights. Because
Interesting.
CJ, sugar is a
Um, oh, it's yeah, it's a crystal.
crystal. There we go. They
Sorry, I
also,
was like, wait a minute, what are you
I
trying
know,
to?
right? They also use painted plaster and white sand, shaved ice for the
Interesting.
close-ups, wind machines to make the
Oh,
snowfall look natural. So the ice in the frozen rivers, because this is where I really was wondering,
hmm.
because the scene where George and Harry and his buddies are going down a hill, they're using shovels, and they're
Right.
sliding down the hill across this frozen pond, and it looks real. It's very, very realistic looking, and I was
Right.
really curious. So they did that in a studio tank. The water was very cold, but it wasn't
Interesting.
frozen, and the icy look came from floating shaved ice, lighting tricks, painted set pieces. The actors had heated blankets and so forth. The skating
Wow.
rink illusion, where um, there were no miniatures, lighting and atmosphere. Let's see if I can find where they had like, yeah, the ice pond scene. And we'll stop after this because this just goes on and on and on. Young George Bailey saves Harry after he falls through the ice. Again, shot entirely on the RKO lot. It was a pond, man-made water tank. All the trees and everything were set dressing, weren't natural. So the ice surface was a thin breakaway layer made out of usually wax, gelatin, or thin plastic-like sheets used at the
Interesting.
time. Painted and textured to resemble cracked frozen ice, and then they pre-scored it, like we score
Right.
cardboard to make it fold. Not a music score, but pre-scored in the
Right.
film business, so that it would break safely when the actor hit it, and so forth and so on. So yeah, really, really neat how they did that. Um, and let's see. Yep, so that's about it. So if you're a fan of It's a Wonderful Life, not in Bedford Falls, New York, no such place, all shot in California, and all the snow, every bit of it
Very
was
interesting.
fake. So there you go.
Very interesting.
All right. Let me get the
Hmm.
YouTube back up and running because I had to kill it. There we are. So,
Uh, Mark, I don't hear you.
yeah, hang on.
Oh, there it is.
Got me?
Yep, gotcha.
All right. Still got me.
Yes.
All right. I don't know what happened. The Gremlins. Seriously, that's also a Christmas movie. But anyway, we'll talk about Gremlins another time. So let's jump in
Right.
and go over what we usually go over in the show. And I had these out of order. Let's put it back in order. So, national high and low temperatures for Christmas yesterday. Dunlap, Texas. We have been there.
Wow.
We have
Yeah,
been
wow.
through there. Yes, 88
Huh.
degrees was the national high. So we're now out of the 90s. We're going lower. So
That's so
80,
crazy though that it's near 90 degrees in north
right,
central Texas
right, right. That's what,
on
not down near
Christmas.
the border, right.
Nope.
So that is the national high temperature yesterday. The national low, I have been there too. Holton, Maine, that's where I saw the eclipse in
Right.
2024 with my family and cried like there was no tomorrow on national television because it is one of the most incredible things you will ever see, a total solar eclipse. Holton, Maine, you love it. It's just 8 miles from the Canadian border. I've been there. So let's show you.
Wow.
Dunlap, sorry, sitting in this area. So I'm going to zoom in. It doesn't actually show up on a map. It is between Childress and Paducah. And again, you and I have been to
Interesting.
both of these areas.
Right, right, right.
It's sitting
What is
right
that?
in
US
here,
82?
62, I think that is. Or is
Okay.
it? Yeah, 62. So Dunlap is just sitting right in here. You would just
Wow.
never really like I think it's here. Let me just search it so it'll outline it for me. There it is. That's Dunlap,
Wow.
Texas. And let's just drag Mr. Google Street View guy. That is 83. You were right. So sorry. I guess
No,
once.
I couldn't. Oh no, it's 62. You got it.
So yeah, you never know. It's 83, 62, whatever.
Whatever.
Right?
Oh, it's both.
Paducah. Yeah, there it is. One of those. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's where the national high temperature was. And this was this year, April 2025, obviously
Oh
between snow.
wow.
Yeah, this is not far from where you and I encountered that land cane.
Yeah, literally. We
Oh
might
yeah,
have actually driven through this on our way back to wherever we
that's
went
that's
that
what I'm
night.
thinking. I think I went this way on my way to Paducah for that monster hail when I was
Right.
by myself that one day.
Hmm.
Um, and anyway, yep. So that's where the national high temperature was. Not much there, but there
Nope.
you go. The
Wow.
national low temperature, Holton, Maine. Again, I've been here. Beautiful area. I will drop our Google Street View guy right in the center of downtown. Wonderful, charming Holton, Maine
Hmm.
at -3. Not that cold.
Nope.
This is
Looks
July
like
of 2014 when they did this.
Yep, looks like something straight out of a Stephen King novel.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Or like it looks like Bedford Falls, New York.
Yeah,
You just
like
need
a Hallmark
snow and
movie.
exactly. So that's your national high and low temps for
Wow.
yesterday. Holton, Maine at -3 and Dunlap, Texas at +88. So we'll see
Ooh,
what kind of extremes we get as we get into next week and start to close out
right.
2025. So on the national map, let's get the old telestrator going here. Thank you very much. And we'll use red and we'll have a nice thick stroke line. All right, we are up and running. Fog, of course. More
Yep.
fog. This is colder fog, presumably.
Eesh.
Yeah, really. And that's in West Central PA. That's ice storm shenanigans, isn't it? That
Yep. So
maroon
basically, the
color.
entire Appalachian front, the whole way from Lake Erie down to the West Virginia ridges, they're looking at, some problems today with ice accumulation. Some places they're saying up to a half inch of ice.
Yeah, look at this. Ice storm
Yeah.
warning, a quarter inch or more, and
Yep.
up to a half inch of snow on top of that.
Nope.
There's Pittsburgh in there. Ah, man, that's going to be problematic as we head into the
Mm.
weekend.
Our
Expected.
friends,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
no, I was to say our friends Bryce and Paige, they're going to be right in the middle of it. They live in Johnstown, so they're going to be right in the center of all that.
That's a very
Eesh.
difficult thing to cover as a
It
storm
is.
journalist. It really is. Lots of issues with that for sure. Freezing rain timeline. Again, folks, this is a good reminder that there's all of this easy to access information. It's just factual. There's no hype. There's no angle to it. It's just what it is. So, how did I get there? As a reminder, you go to weather.gov, you click on your county, or you type it in up here. And in our case, we just clicked, and you might be interested in Altoona. So you click on
Hmm.
Altoona, there's your local forecast. You can click on State College, PA, because that's where the WFO is. And then again, here are all these infographics that they have. Some of them,
Yep.
some offices have more than others. Sometimes you get a weather briefing.
Yep.
And yeah, and sometimes they have GIF animations. Really, really good stuff here for you if you're interested in any part of the country. Now, my daughter, she didn't respond as to where she is. She's up here with her boyfriend in Connecticut with his family. Parts
Ooh.
of Connecticut under a winter storm warning.
Yep.
Connecticut's small, so it's hard to get the whole thing to fit. Parts of Connecticut are in a winter weather advisory. And then once you get into Rhode Island, Providence, for example, you're good. No issues there. So this winter
Mhm.
storm that's going to be cutting through the region a pretty narrow swath overall from this cold air and everything that's coming down, kind of in an unusual track as well. So, what about
Yep.
the
It
fog?
is.
Fog
Oh
down
yeah,
here
the
on the
fog
I
has been
10
horrible.
corridor, 69. Well, there you go. It's freaking warm
Yeah.
and moist. So, wintertime fog. Oh, what did that say? Overnight cold returns midweek. Overnight cold. I see what that means. I got you. I'm like, what does that mean,
Yeah.
overnight cold? Makes sense. When it's dark, how cold does it get? That's coming pretty much the warmth
Right.
is coming to an end as we get to midweek. All right, out west. So certainly the Pacific Northwest been hit hard from lots of flooding rain and so forth. And we had the Thule fog now replaced by flash flood watches. This right here is the Spring Mountains, right outside of Las Vegas, right here. Winter storm
Interesting.
warning. Yep. And then my friend Tracy, she is headed up towards with her friend Reno today
Oh
on
wow.
America's Loneliest Highway. I think that's what they
Yeah.
call it.
The loneliest road, right?
Yep. And she's going to send me some pictures and video. It's going to be pretty cool, her journey up to Reno and Tahoe. But yeah, winter storm warnings again for the mountains. This is the last of the atmospheric rivers coming into the region. Big time rainfall, which has now gotten, is that a word? It is now, California officially drought free, and the state reservoir levels are at 119% of normal.
Wow.
This is very, very good to see considering
Yeah.
how we started 2025 with the terrible fires down there in Southern California.
Yep.
Nice. This is good. It's good for the economy because California
Hmm.
itself is a giant economy on its
Yep.
own.
Yeah, oh
And
yeah, 100%.
so this is nice to see. It is a good thing to see. All right, let
Yeah, it
me
is, especially after years and years of them talking about, the drought. And I know Californians, it's like, beating a dead horse at this point, but they've been through it over the last 15, 20 years with the weather swings. It's a feast or famine water state.
yeah, and it's good to see that it has swung back into a more favorable situation
Hmm.
for our friends in the Golden State. All
Yep.
right, what time is it? What do we got? 10:22. Just a few more minutes, and we're going to bring our guest on for today. Of course, that would be checking in with Jen Naramore,
Yep.
just seeing what people are talking about on the chat. We have chatting going on between Karen and Steve and Deborah. I have known Deborah a long time, going all the way back to Hurricane Ivan days, 20
Wow.
plus years.
That's awesome.
Um, Albert Van Lingen, 7590. I love trying to say these uh, YouTube usernames. Hi, did anyone notice the seasonal setup is starting to look a lot like 2010, 2011? That was a big tornado year. That's going to be
It's
interesting to
hard.
see where we go with that once we get, and I lost my chat, into 2026. And a good person to address that over the coming, let's see, got your invite. Very good. And let me check into what my, great, we will return Christmas items or drop her off around 2. Sorry, dealing with my son's girlfriend appointment stuff.
All good, all good.
Gotta handle that. Juggling. Uh-oh, I did the 6-7 thing inadvertently. That needs to die in 2026. All
Yeah.
right. Um, anyway, so let's get back to reality here. There's the that I am just so lost, CJ. We need regular
It's the
time.
holiday.
Like this
Yeah.
exactly. All right, so we've covered the lack of drought issues. Yay, that's awesome. So Eric Webb, one of the bullet points, damn that cold air. So Eric Webb was talking about this. Good luck getting anything close to the National Weather Service national. What is NDFD? I forgot what that means.
I
National
don't.
Blend of Models is NB. Anyway, getting
Yeah.
all that to verify on Friday afternoon in central North Carolina, even the high resolution rapid refresh can't get us out of the mid upper 40s, and it's almost certainly too warm given its known biases with CAD, cold air damming, and overmixing the boundary layer. So, what is
Yep.
he talking about? CJ, you can explain some cold air damming for us real quick, please.
Yeah, essentially, I mean, that cold air wedges itself underneath, a layer of warm air creates that inversion, and you can't really get any warm air to the surface. So
Yeah.
it, stabilizes everything and keeps things. When we talk about these cold spells, that's basically what you're dealing with there. It's
And
getting
it happens,
trapped.
yeah, and it happens there kind of east of the Appalachians, the cold air,
Hmm. Yep.
mountains in here, 6,000 feet at the peaks, but
Yep.
still that cold air just kind of gets stuck here, especially in the sand hills and some of the
Hmm.
plateau areas. And it's really tough because boundaries, any warm air advection, what we call WAA, starts to really wreak havoc on forecast. And so these are some of the different
Yep.
examples. This is the 3 kilometer NAM, valid this afternoon, and the high
Ooh,
in Wilmington forecast to be 50. So let's see
wow.
how we're doing. It is 10:26. So let's see what our temperature is here in Wilmington. We are already at 53.
Oh,
So
wow.
the 3 kilometer NAM blew it for Wilmington already.
Yep.
39 up in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, mid
Wow.
30s up in Virginia because the cold air is just kind of stuck in there.
Yep.
So we shall see. That's an interesting setup. And then he posted this one just a little while ago, a few hours ago now, where the 3 kilometer NAM playing catch up and
Yep.
is starting to see that warmer air in my area. Now we might hit 60 in Wilmington. Yay!
Very interesting.
And then I like some people, Grok, what does this mean? How about that? Well, let's real quick bring in our guest for today, Jen Naramore, live from the barn.
Love that
Hello.
moniker, Nomad Jen. I love
Yeah.
That's
it.
right. And there's Soldier.
Oh, he's a
All right.
Yeah, he is a gypsy vanner. He knows I have a cookie.
Ah,
Here, buddy. Yeah, I have a cookie. I'm there he is. So I'm at my mom's barn. She has two horses, Soldier here, who's a gypsy vanner, and then she's got a mini horse. His name is Max. And Soldier thinks I have more cookies, but he's doing good. And then she's got a barn cat. She's got two dogs, and so she's actually been sick. So I had been out here helping her
sure. Good
clean the
daughter.
stalls, and thank you. It's actually a good workout too, especially after all the food I ate yesterday and put myself in a food
That's what I
coma.
was saying. It's like
That
you're
it
in the
actually helped.
1850s where you get up when the sun comes
Yeah,
up, you do the chores, and
you
Mhm.
got it.
that's how everybody was built like an ox back then.
That's right.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, how did you guys have a good Christmas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome.
survived.
You
15 people at
survived.
my place.
Oh
Yeah, it
wow,
was
that's awesome.
very low key for us, very warm. Very chillax Christmas.
That's
Any
great.
alligator sightings?
No, not yesterday. I don't think it's cold enough for them to pop out or,
Gotcha.
get
Right.
underwater and kind of hold themselves. So,
Yeah.
but it's, not bad.
Give
I
it
can't
time.
say.
Give it time.
Yeah, we got time.
Well, we
Exactly.
bring Jen on regularly because Jen is, of course, in charge of, for the lack of a better way to put it, Tornado Talk and a historical project that she's working on. And she's traveling the country, and that's going to resume in earnest starting in January. She's going to be down in CJ's neck of the woods.
Mhm.
And I like to just check in with Jen every once in a while, at least once a week, to see what she's up to, what she's planning next with her quest to really catalog our nation's tornado history, especially the loss of life, hurricanes, get documentaries made, and lots of publications. But tornadoes just don't seem as, yet there are far more tornadoes every year, clearly. So it's
Yeah.
good to have somebody on top of it. So, what's on your mind this week, Jen? What's happening?
Hey, thank you for figuring out what I wanted to talk to today. So I did pull up some stats, and I primarily was looking at tornadoes. And if you hear running or barking in the background, those would be the dogs. Mom has two little King Charles Cavaliers. They're super cute,
Oh.
but they're also very excited that their sister's here. So pardon me if I get distracted. But no, I just thought I would look at, tornadoes in December. And what about tornadoes on Christmas Day? We actually had, what was it, CJ, yesterday? Two tornado warnings. Those were out from the San Francisco Bay office
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
So
of all places. Yeah.
yeah, and we get those big storms that come in during December, January out west, and there's been several tornadoes in December out in
Yep.
California. So it'll be interesting to see if anything actually is confirmed. But there were at least two warnings that came out yesterday: San Mateo and Santa Cruz County. And so I just kind of did a quick look at the total number of tornadoes that have occurred. There's a little bit of a difference in the record, but this is in December from what we know. Thomas Grzulis, has documented a few pre 1949. I calculated 138 tornadoes in December.
Wow.
And then through 1950 to 2024, over 2,000 have occurred. And that's what we would continue to call the official record there. So about 2,200 to given F5 ratings.
Yep.
CJ, do you want to name do you know which ones they are? Do you know one of
I
them?
actually don't off the top of my head. I'm looking at a map. I pulled up the tornado archive briefly just to
Great.
check.
Yep,
Let me
great
see
site.
here. Hold on. Yes, they are. So I got one here that is December 18, 1957 in Illinois.
Yep, that's the
And
Sunfield,
then-
Illinois. One person
Yep.
killed in that one. Yep.
Wow, that's actually amazing. And then I'm guessing the next one's somewhere in the deep south. Here it is. December 5, 1953. Is this Natchez or Vicksburg? Yeah, it's
That's-
Vicksburg.
That's
did
the
I not-
Vicksburg.
Yeah, how did
Yeah.
I not in my head figure
Hey.
that one out?
Because you're still in your food coma. That's why.
Yeah.
No,
Christmas
that's
brain.
the big one. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
deadliest.
Vicksburg.
F5. It's 38 people killed. And it was one of those where people said, hey, tornadoes don't cross the river.
Right.
And it was a devastating tornado. There have been 23 rated F4, EF4, and 145 rated F3 or EF3. In terms of Christmas Day, according to Tornado Archive, we've had 77 tornadoes on Christmas Day. Thomas Grzoulis only records one pre-1950. So that doesn't mean that there weren't others. But that's just what we have currently, on the written record. And two of the tornadoes had fatalities. So I did go look those up real quick. Now, when you're looking at the records, the Storm Prediction Center database is in Central Time. So sometimes when you're right there, you're just past midnight, it may be recorded as December 25th, but it really officially occurred on the Eastern time zone in the 26th.
Right.
So there was one on officially December 26th, just after midnight in Georgia. And that was in Jones, Baldwin, Hancock counties. And tragically, 2 people were killed. There were 2 men killed in separate trailers. And then there was one on December 25th, 1969 in Vermilion Parish, Louisiana. And that was an F3. And it only traveled 2 miles. And it was near the Kaplan area. And there was a woman who was killed in her home. So tornadoes can occur at any point, any day. If the setup is there, they're going to happen. And we have what's called the second season where, things start ramping up. It has been so mild. And I don't know if you saw CJ, and I don't know if you guys talked about it. There's a marginal risk out for Sunday. Dynamics are starting to pick up a little bit. Yeah, for Sunday. I don't know. I don't think the tornado threat's that great, but man, you got the clash of the air masses coming in, and you could get some strong to isolated severe, including me.
Yeah.
Get into something there.
I'm glad you brought this up because I did fail to think about the SPC outlook when I always try to cover as much impactful weather as I can to give people a heads up. So I'm glad you're on top of it. So yeah, this is day 3, so that would be Sunday, right up there through parts of the Ohio Valley, Mississippi Valley, and some of the areas we've been talking about that have had terrible tragedies over the decades. And the very classic setup of that warm Gulf moisture. And like you said, the dynamics are going to be there. And once we get to day 2 over the weekend, and then finally when the day 1 outlook comes out, you will get more details on tornadic probabilities, hail, so forth and so on. Not too worried about hail this time of year, but the tornadoes, especially deadly tornadoes, not relegated to just the spring months, as we know all too well. Wow. So yeah, Jen, I'm glad you mentioned that. So heads up, folks. Deborah Clifton, sorry, you're in the marginal. She's from Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Oh, wow.
I know she'll be paying attention. Deborah is a weather watcher extraordinaire. She's good. She's on top of it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't be too bad. It'll just be kind of isolated, but just something to watch. That front's pretty strong coming in. And we're supposed to get up into the upper 50s here on Sunday. Oh, wow. And then really struggle a lot of next week, highs in the 20s. So CJ, I'm ready. I'm ready for Florida.
I'm sure you are.
Soon. So my plan for next week, guys, I will be hitting the road on January 2nd, and I already have my spot picked out, but I'm not going to tell anybody where I'm going to stop, but I have it picked out. I've already done the research, and let's just say that it's a very interesting area of the country that's had several tornadoes, including one from the 1974 super outbreak. So I already got it plotted out. We'll talk more about, I'm thinking 10:30, 11 again next Friday.
Right.
And I'll stop and then I'll be making my way. I break it up into a couple of days to get my way down to Florida. And then CJ and you want to tease it, CJ? You texted me last week. Tell them what you want to do.
So we're going to go out. We're going to do a brief collab between my channel and with Tornado Talk. And we're going to research. We're looking at, whether it was a singular tornado, some believe it was a family of tornadoes that actually raked their entire way across the Florida Peninsula in 1966, April of 1966, April 4. And, it's an event that, I think a lot of us here especially the weather watchers, that's kind of the worst case where you get it to go across the whole peninsula. Yeah. It's theoretically possible. It's only 120 miles at its widest point. So it is possible, but this was Florida's strongest tornado ever recorded. It was an F4 that did a lot of serious damage in Polk County, and it was actually a twin. So there were two on the ground at the same time, paralleling I-4. So imagine that today,
Yeah.
what we would see. And, it's something that people don't think about. Like you said, Jen, December is when December, January, February, it's when we typically see our severe weather down here, especially during El Nino years.
Yeah. I was wondering, was
Yeah.
66, I don't have the data in front of me. Was that an El Nino
It
year?
was an El
There you
Nino
go.
year. Yeah. So, in 98, it's another big,
Yeah.
strong El Nino where we had a lot of severe weather across the Southeast and Florida.
Yep.
So these are things that, people need to be wary about. When I think of Christmas outbreaks, I think of what happened in Texas. And was that 2012? I want to say the Garland, Rowland, and all.
Yeah, that
Rowlett.
was 2015.
2015. That's it.
Yeah. Dallas
But yeah,
and
I mean,
Rowlett. But those were
yeah.
huge. Those were EF4s.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
atmosphere
and they
doesn't
were
take
area.
the holidays off, unfortunately.
No,
Yeah.
they certainly
it
do
does not. So, that's something that we have to look at, but I'm really excited. We're going to go out, do some research. I've been today just kind of looking at, newspaper articles and really kind of thinking, where I want to hit. But yeah, it's very, very poignant though that you point that out. I mean, tornadoes don't take time off for the holidays. So
No, they certainly don't. But yeah, CJ asked me if just kind of wanted to document what we do. How do we prepare for the research? Because there's a lot I have to do before I even can hit the road. So I've already created a Florida database of all the tornadoes that we know about that have caused fatalities. And I've gone through and made sure I have all the counties, make sure I have all of the, small information, either from the SPC, NCDC database, or from Grizzoulas. So we have a starting point. And then from there, you have to, find out, where do you go? What library, what history center, what genealogy center, who can we talk to? And start building those relationships and letting them know what we're doing. And so I'm hoping to get CJ involved in that. And when I come down there and we can start, we're not that far from Polk County and up into the Tampa Bay area. So we'll be able to slide up there and do that. So that'll be good.
I just thought of it. You're a tornado anthropologist.
Yes.
Pretty much that's how tornadoes affect man.
That's right. Ooh,
Anthropogenic tornado scientist, something like that. Like a phenomenal TED Talk title.
Yeah, anthropogenic meteorologist.
I like
there you go. But
anthropogenic. I like the third gen in there. Anthropogenic.
There you go.
Like
perfect. That one's free.
Yes.
That one's free. I like that.
Well, Jen, can you stick around with us as we go through? Because I got a few more things that I'm going to do my Follow Friday, and it's going to blow the doors off.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into rumors of storms real quick. I heard it through the algorithm. This is where we look at the first 7 days, which is all generally under control. Not too many people lose their heads about forecast out to about a week. But it's after that weekly time frame that you start getting the complete BS thumbnails, the TikToks from people that, the end of the world is coming. And the biggest one, and I don't know how this got past me, my daughter Daphne served it up to me on a silver platter for the last few weeks, and I just never thought to include it. This fella over in Africa or the Middle East somewhere that was saying there was going to be a flood yesterday, and he built all these arcs, and it didn't happen. That is the ultimate rumors of storms. Like, seriously.
I did not see that myself.
Yeah, I saw it finally filter through on other social media. Anyway. So no, we did not have a worldwide flood yesterday, and that gentleman will be reassessing. So, yeah, we're trying to get ahead of anything kind of like that. And I was explaining to Daphne even a few weeks ago when she brought it up. Very first question I asked her, where did you hear this? She said it was on a YouTube short. I'm like, there you go. That's all you need to know. Yeah, back to the land of reality. Let's look at the Euro here. This is from the 0Z run. And we'll grab the old telestrator back. I guess we can use red still. And what do we got over the next week or so? First thing we'll draw your attention to is the winter storm that's going to be cutting through the northeast part of the country. That happens over the next 24 hours, quite literally. with snow and ice and rain and all that good stuff. And it's quick. It's a quick hitter. And then out it goes. But CJ, that is a strange track, northwest to southeast. And
Yeah, it is kind of strange. It's almost like a really deep Alberta clipper
right, it's
is
like it's
best way to
riding.
kind of
Mhm.
describe it. Yeah.
It's like a ridge rider that we see in the summer where those MCSs come around
Yeah.
the tops and they sometimes turn into derechos.
Right.
Anyway, so that moves through as we get through the weekend. And then the weather's kind of calm, relatively speaking, for a bit. And then a much more powerful cold front comes through. This is the one, and look at that, Jen and CJ, that is
Yeah.
over
Wow.
90
Look at that.
hours. Yuck.
Can
That's,
you back a couple
Oh,
of
wow.
frames, Mark?
yeah,
Actually,
absolutely.
Mhm.
I want to point out right there. Look at those isolated cells in the
Yeah,
line, Jen.
right.
Wow, I
Yep.
can't believe the Euro's pointing that out. That's quite
Yeah.
Right. This is a
impressive, actually.
global model showing this, but look
Hmm.
at the dynamics just from this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that
I
is a
mean,
textbook
yes,
anticyclone, or that's textbook. That is a textbook winter storm. You got the warm front out to the west,
there's the
the high
return
pressure
flow
or
around the high
warm,
pressure,
yep,
very warm
warm
Gulf.
front out to the east, cold
Yeah.
front trailing to the south and west. Wow. And look at the
So,
Well, and
deformation zone all the way up into Canada.
yep.
yeah, and the guys, the wording from the Storm Prediction Center, because I've been doing radio all week, and we've really not.
Hmm.
There was no mention of storms a few days ago, and so I think they're really
Right.
starting to pick up on this. That this is a little bit more dynamic, and that there could be
Oh,
something a little
wow.
bit more severe, which is why they're putting out that marginal risk. So it'll be interesting tomorrow to see how they do on their day two to kind of highlight this area and see
Sure.
if it increases at all. But
Right.
you cannot rule out a tornado,
Right.
especially if we do get those individual cells.
Right.
So our
For
friends
folks
up
like in
there
your
to that
area.
region, please
Yeah.
stay on
Yeah.
top of it. Yep. So look at
And
that.
wow, look at that.
977 millibars
977.
super slow.
Wow.
Holy
Can I
mackerel.
get up into southern Ontario? That looks fantastic. Wow.
Oh,
Or the UP of Michigan.
yeah.
Mhm.
Or I'm sorry,
Wow.
the Upper
Yeah,
Peninsula.
the
Sorry.
UP.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Man, oh
Wow.
man. That's Monday. And then this comes through the lakes with some serious lake effect snows.
Yep.
I mean, I've contemplated it. I'd love to take Daphne up there to show her all this stuff. She's off from school. And then this is interesting. Just a little disturbance out here in southeastern New Mexico.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's just random. Saw that. So anyway, we're out at 93 hours. Just keep moving. We get out to about a week's time frame, and we're into 2026. And northwest flow clearly across the upper Midwest, and then some troughing in the east, lake snows, but no really big storms. So what about after a week as we get into the first full week of January? Yeah, maybe this one right here. This one's starting
Oh,
to
whoa. Yeah.
252. So farther to the south, a
Wow. Look
potential
at that.
severe setup.
Ah,
And when we do this Monday, I'm gonna go over some stuff. The Gulf is way warmer than
Yeah.
normal by a wide margin.
Yep.
And that matters not for hurricanes. We'll worry about that in June and beyond. But the return flow, the moisture source down there is
Yep.
substantial. And so that's going to really help to fuel these mid-latitude cyclones. And this is only out just about 10 days. So,
Oh, wow.
exactly where it is and whatever, don't worry about that. But the fact that the Euro is starting to pick up on it, that severe threat, again, across a wide swath of the country with snow to the northern portions of the storm, and then off it goes. And let's try to develop a little bit of a Miller A kind of storm at
Yeah.
hour 360, but that's way out in time. But this one right here, we got to watch this one. This could be our first. This could be the rumors of storms for mainly severe weather and possibly blizzard conditions on the backside, which is fitting because for the last 2 years, 24 and 25, Scott and I were right here for Southern
hmm.
Plains blizzard action. So we'll have to see if that's the case again uh, in 26. We shall see. Look at even in Missouri and Iowa. So yeah, we'll be watching this. We'll cover this. We'll see if
Hmm.
it's still there when we resume the show
That would be a big
on
snowmaker for Chicago.
Monday.
I can tell you that. So
Yep.
keep an eye out in the Chicagoland area. You're probably going to start seeing some stuff
Right.
about that.
Sure. Robert Ray, get ready, buddy. You might be headed up to Chicago. and maybe I can
Wow.
get back out there again at the first part of the year. We'll see. All right. Checking in with Jen. Been there, done that. We appreciate it. Looking forward to your trek to Florida. Now it's time for Follow Friday, and I am just this came at me. I was like, oh, that's the Follow Friday for sure. The YouTube algorithm served up a video, and I was like, oh, I got to watch this. And I watched it last night. It's about 20 and some change minutes long, and it is from one of CJ's favorite chasers. And oh my
Mhm.
goodness, my Follow Friday for today is Pecos Hank.
Oh, I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
Thanks,
Pecos
This
Shima.
Hank.
dude,
Yes.
oh my gosh, the tornadoes of 2025
Oh,
Oh, I haven't
will
seen it yet. Oh, I gotta
knock your
watch that.
socks off.
I
I knew
haven't
he was
watched it yet.
good. I knew he was good. This guy, I was just riveted. He to me, just the way he does it is kind of
Hmm.
like the Bob Ross of tornado severe weather documentaries because his voice is
Mm,
similar,
Yes.
very calm. He's got a
yeah.
little funny little dry humor he throws in there once
Hmm.
in a while. I can mouse over it and show you just a few things that the YouTube plays, and preserve the copyright stuff, whatever. But I want to show you, this guy, remarkable, and he's global. He goes all
Oh,
around the world
yep.
documenting all kinds of different things. Just a tremendous storyteller. The visuals, he
Very.
collaborates with other people as well. A lot of our mutual friend, Daniel Shaw from Australia. A lot of people know him.
Hmm.
So Hank Shima, Pecos Hank, tremendous, tremendous talent, and a
Very.
really good video here that he did from 2025. CJ saw and I saw zero of these. There was a an interesting segment from time to time that he does. He asks people, he comes at them with the camera, how many tornadoes have you seen this year? And whoever it'll be, four so far, whatever. I wish he had
Got
found
one.
us. That's true. That's true. We saw that one at
We saw
night.
one.
That's true.
One.
It counts.
And we saw Wellfleet through the hail core.
Well, and but if he had, hey, how many
No,
tornadoes
but
have
yeah,
y'all driven away from?
I got a
None.
rock.
Yes. So anyway,
Oh,
my Follow Friday. What
that's
happened?
awesome. Yeah,
That's
no, his stuff is great. Jen, I know you probably watched
Oh yeah.
his documentaries and stuff. I mean, his video of the 2016 Katy, Oklahoma tornado is some of the best out there. It's just that's it.
yes.
Actually, I think that's what it is on his Patreon. It's close range, it's raw. He was one of the first ones producing the 4K video on
Hmm.
YouTube for
Yeah.
people. But yeah, and I don't know if he's a degreed meteorologist, but man, he's got the instincts of one. Yeah, if I've
Yeah.
The
I
ever
don't know
seen it.
funny,
much.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
the
brilliant.
funny part in the 2025 one that he did, where he calls it the Chaser Horde. The Chaser Horde. It was the Matador, Texas,
Oh,
and it was like raining and just horrifying.
yeah.
And then there was this scientist, I don't remember his name, and he was in New Mexico. And it was that beautiful, like, I don't want to show it
Mm,
again to reserve and preserve the copyright stuff,
right.
but it was really funny. It's like, meanwhile, in Texas, and it's just rain, and all the
Yeah.
chasers are just like, and it was just and then it said in New Mexico with this scientist friend of his, and it's just this beautiful photogenic tornado, and it was like six
Hmm.
people were there with 2,000 chasers in Texas. It was really
Yeah.
fun. You gotta watch it. It's tremendous. So Hank, Pecos Hank, is also on the Patreon, of course, and you can support him just like you support us and Jen. But yeah, that's my Follow Friday. I highly recommend it.
Perfect.
Pecos Hank on the internet's there. He's everywhere. He's terrific, and we've met him
Hmm. Yep.
completely by accident when we
Yep.
were 1 mile, like 460 molecules of gas left in the tank of a rental. That was a
Hmm.
Tacoma, wasn't it? Weren't we in a rental
Yeah, it was. It was
Tacoma?
that red Tacoma that we had. Was that
Right.
23?
Yeah, I think so.
23,
20.
yeah.
And
In
we were in Kim, Colorado. Do you have a
in
picture of that
Colorado.
supercell that you can pull up real quick?
I have one. Let me double check.
You can just make
Da-da-da.
it your background if you can.
I gotta find it. It's
Sure.
somewhere on my
I'll kill time telling the story. So we were out there chasing after this one beautiful, like avatar green supercell, blue green supercell with the hail core. Lots of chasers out there. Pecos Hank was out there. CJ was all excited like it was a 13-year-old girl who saw Harry Styles. Like, ah,
Hmm.
absolutely excited. I was like, all right, Pecos Hank, who is that? Now I know. And we were literally running out of gas. And we had, like on the Tacoma, I own one now. It says, you know, 14 miles on the little thing, 12 miles, 10 miles, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, we're just sitting here idling. It'll be fine. And we looked it up, and there was a gas station. It was like a self-serve deal over in Kim, Colorado. And I was like, well, we're going to have to go there. We can't make it back to the interstate. So we drove over there. We had 1 mile left, according to the Tacoma and its computer. And we pulled up, and it's these tanks that are on like whatever, and you literally, like, it's not a traditional gas tank thing or pump. It's these tanks, and you put your credit card in, and it's like for the ranchers and stuff. And we were the first one in there, filled up, and then Pecos Hank was behind us, and CJ
Yep.
was all excited, and I came, oh my gosh, Pecos Hank! He goes, could you move your truck and then we'll talk? It was really funny. I got so excited too. I felt CJ's excitement. Anyway, you got a
Can
picture
you,
of that?
yeah, give me the share screen privileges and I'll pull this up. Jen, this is the best greenage you'll ever see in your life. I will tell you that.
I
I've
told it, I
never
said,
Right.
seen anything
allow.
like it, and I don't think we ever will again. So this is the Kim Colorado Supercell um, wide
Oh,
angle from this is
wow.
just from my phone. I
Right.
brought up the colors a little bit in these because it didn't come through as vibrant for some reason on like the picture. But when I tell you this is exactly what it looked like in real life,
Yeah.
that picture right there, it was a
Ugh.
turquoise blue. And what was it, Mark? Like grapefruit sized hail in there?
Yeah. And it was so
Oh my
dense,
gosh.
Hmm.
and we were avoiding it like the plague.
Yeah. I mean,
I was in a
that was
rental.
the most impressive hail core I've ever seen,
Yeah.
hands
That's
down.
amazing. That's
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm ready to see a view like that.
Yeah. It's coming.
it is.
Yeah.
Few
Yeah,
months.
few months.
Wow.
So yes,
Wow.
Yeah,
that is
it
when we
is.
met Pecos Hank ourselves, as he
Mm,
was trying to get
That's
gas
awesome.
at the same unique gas pump things at Kim, Colorado. So there you
Yeah,
go.
that was
That's
the
great.
trip that we missed the Matador, Texas tornado by a day.
Right. Right. Well, I think, let me get back to the screen share, that we're done. We've covered pretty much
Yeah.
all the topics. We had a great crowd today. It's good to see folks. Um,
Yay.
so yeah,
Woohoo.
let's see some of these names on the YouTube. Let's say it says cutesy in Corey. I don't know how these killing me. Anyway, Southern Connecticut is where you are from. I was asking you, when will it warm up, Mark? I'm tired of it being cold. We didn't even warm up here. That is a great question. When is it going to warm up in Southern Connecticut? What do you think, CJ? April?
Yeah.
Yeah,
May.
yeah.
Yeah.
Being in New England, it's just tough because
Yeah.
you're stuck in that northwest flow for a bit.
Yeah.
So you got an animal there, Jen?
I do actually. Yeah. Let me switch my screen around. Yep. Oop, is it turning? I don't know if
Nope.
it's turning. No, figures. Let me do it the old fashioned way by just hitting my phone.
You got to go find the Best Buy people. Oh, there's the doggy.
Yep.
Oh.
That's Conway.
Oh.
Yeah, and he does see he heard his name, his tail's moving. So yeah.
Roblox
I'm in my
name.
mom's. Yeah, my mom is built her a little space here. It's her little barn dominium, so that's where I'm at right now, and hanging out with her. So that's been
That's
good.
awesome.
Hopefully, she's getting on the other side of this. Whatever this, she ended up getting what I got. This crud stuff that
Oof.
lingers, and so
Yep.
I'm feeling better. But
Good.
she's trying to get on the other side of it. But it's been good to hang out and get some good
Absolutely.
barn work in. So
So one question that I had from the chat, Phil asked, I avoided the hail core that CJ was showing. But had we had the Hail Project truck, would we have intercepted? Absolutely. That's part of.
Hmm.
I think by the
Mm,
time we got to Kim, I had already had that idea. It's like, CJ, we are going to figure this out because I don't want to run from those in the future. That's kind of what started. I was
Yeah,
like,
I think it was right either that or right after. It was
yeah,
that trip though. That was the
right,
trip that
exactly.
it happened.
Because we just kept seeing all these reports of hail out there, and we always have to
Yeah.
avoid it, especially
yeah.
in a rental vehicle. Because look, I'm gonna tell you something. You rent a vehicle, you get the damage waiver, even if you get the highest possible, I guarantee you, you go back to return that thing and it's destroyed by hail. Their lawyers are going to crawl so far up your rear end, you might as well get them to do a colonoscopy while they're there because you're
Yeah.
not getting out of it. I'm sure it's somewhere in the contract where, and it's not like we are anonymous on the internet. They're going to look for us. They're going to, oh, these guys are storm chasers. They would knew exactly what they were doing.
Hmm.
Extra insurance you got, you can forget it. You owe Enterprise $73,000 for a brand new Ford F-150.
Mm-mm.
Merry Christmas, see you in court. And I
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't want that. So
Mm-mm.
I will sacrifice the Tacoma because I'm not going to file an insurance claim. If it gets beat to hell,
Right.
it gets beat to hell. Oh well, that's what it's for. So, but yes, to answer your question, had we had the Tacoma, my Tacoma, I'd have been like, CJ, we're going to sit right here and watch all these other chasers run for the hills, and
Right.
we will wait for those softballs. But God,
Yeah.
what would that have been like to be inside that greenage? Like, ugh,
Yeah.
might have been
Oh,
scary. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in and
have a good one, guys.
hanging out with
Have,
us. I am Mark
thank
Sutherland
you.
from Naramore on CJ Morgan as well. We'll do Talking Weather again on Monday. Have a good weekend. And by Monday, we'll know what the severe weather outbreak that we were just talking about will have done. And we'll discuss that and
Yep.
the upcoming storm and lots more. And we'll get ready to knock on the door of 2026. Thanks for
Sounds good.
watching. See you Monday.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.